So about 4 years ago, I put my camera on the top of my car and I shot my first YouTube video talking about an Invicta timepiece, right? That's how this whole thing got started. The whole watch review, lifestyle, all that got started by me pointing and clicking. 4 years later, still talking about watches, but however, I have a different watch, man, tonight. In the same fashion, but it's a lot warmer now than it was 4 years ago. I have Aragon. I'm gonna tell you a little story about this, and then I'm gonna talk about the watch that I just picked up from Aragon, man. So after my intro, let's get into it. If you are new to the channel, man, welcome. My name is Trapvision 3D, man. Some consider me as like a family member, some consider me as a host, and there's others. So check your marks off on what you want to refer to me as. However, today you've made it to the show with your boy, and we're about to talk about Aragon. So let me take you down a quick, just real quick. So this right here is called the Millipede, right? This is the OG version. This particular piece is 48 millimeters. It is high polished, very inexpensive. You can get this for about $200. Sometimes so Wing Liang is the founder and engineer of Aragon. And I'm gonna tell you about Aragon, something I just found out, right? This company's been kicking for 30 years. They just did a 30-year anniversary. They got some nice watches over there. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description so you can go over there and check it out. You'll have a link to this watch as well. You know, I'm gonna give you a link to just the actual website, and then you could just have fun, right? All right, so the beauty of this watch, the one thing that got me, I learned about Aragon back in 2015. I want to say it was on EVO channel, which is a home shopping network, which now is called Shop HQ. But since then they left, and he's doing, I would say, sort of independent. And I'm gonna say how great this company is. Neighbors, word of mouth, man. People's pictures, people's testimonies is what like really drives the business, man. And he's really in tune with the customers, and I'm gonna tell you why. So this piece right here, the crown jewel, is the actual bracelet, and you see the lugs. I mean, not the lugs, but the actual screws for the bracelet. If you had like a soft tip pliers, or you put a towel over it, you can unscrew those, and you can do it yourself. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. But that is a crown jewel. I have mine fitted sort of tight to me, so it don't move around. Now, it's not the most comfortable watch, but it do me just right. It's pretty cool. But like, look at the attitude. This thing is very aggressive. I like it, man. The lume on it is great. But this is I'll say this is 48 millimeters. This watch is definitely, and you see the color of it. This thing is so liquid, man. I like it, man. NH36A on this sucker, man. And then you see the case back. You can actually see the rotor, middle class. I'll put the description to this, man. Beautiful watch. I think Wing, in my opinion, Wing did a great job. But he just recently released the EVO, which is short for evolution. And that's what I have on the wrist right here. The only person I know that has reviewed this watch so far is a channel, Tommy Big Time channel. You can see his description, so you can see it, because he actually goes side by side with these. So let me do a side by side for you. So what Tommy did is he did a side by side, but he had them close to in size, because this is a 44 millimeter. And this one actually comes in a 43 millimeter, which, I mean, the same, like so many different colors. Beautiful watch. But this is the Evolution. This is the EVO. This one has an NH34. So if you can see, matter of fact, let's turn the camera around. Okay, so let's go through descriptions real quick. So this is the Aragon box that it comes in. It's like this little felt. And you see in the actual color is coming through perfect. So even to my naked eye, it looks a little darker than what it shows up on camera, but pretty nice packaging. Good job. You got a screw down crown on this one. This is the OG screw down crown, and you got about a 40-hour power reserve with the NH36, right? But this thing has a lot of attitude, and it does have that bezel, 120 click bezel. Pretty, I'm talking about pretty solid pretty solid. But then when you get into the evolution of, look at that rounded bezel. And remember earlier when I said that Wing is very interactive with the customer, there were people that said, hey, you know, I much rather not have a high polish. I would like to have something brushed. And when I tell you this thing is brushed, gosh, man, it's a satin finish to it, man. This watch is so smooth. And I chose the black one. There's two other colors, which, again, I'm going to leave a link to the description. But here's the takeaway for this watch. The beautiful thing about this, if you look at the bracelets in comparison, you see some similarities, man. It's odd. It's different. It's not like your average watch, right? But the biggest takeaway, this does have a GMT on it, have a date window, it's powered by the NH34, and the lug system on it, man, is something special, in my opinion. I like it. I mean, I'm talking about absolutely dig this watch. And that right there, you see that blue? Now, for me, I've seen a few of Wing's designs, and I've seen those blue rotors on some of his watches, high-end watches, even number limited ones. And I was like, man, I got to get something with that blue rotor. And I finally got this one. Now, for me, I wanted a watch that I can definitely wear on a regular basis. I have slowed down in how I collect, so I was like, okay, I have to get a watch that is comparable to what I do at work. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want something too big to where I get caught on, like going through doors and stuff like that. Sometimes like the bigger watches I wear, they do get banged up. I wanted something nice, quaint, but, you know, real subtle. And this right here has such an attitude. This watch has so much attitude, but the dial, I mean, this watch, to me, in my opinion, is probably one of the most perfect watches he's created that I have, that I own. Now, that's my opinion, just my opinion. And I did the sleep test in this. So I basically went to bed with this watch on, and I didn't wake up in the middle of the night to take it off. It's actually that comfortable. You have sapphire crystal on this thing, screw down crown, and this has like a 40-hour power reserve. But the one thing I will say is very affordable, especially right now. Stuff is expensive, right? The biggest takeaway for this watch, y'all, the biggest takeaway, and again, you can watch people review this watch. I'm leaving a link to the description. There is a code, GMT20. If you were to get this watch, GMT20, once you go to Aragon's page, you can actually put in if you get this watch, put GMT20 in there, and it'll take 20% off, and it'll put the watch at $200, plus you have to pay the tax of whatever state you're in. I feel like this watch is definitely worth it. I mean, it's something nice if you've never owned an Aragon. And one thing I learned about Aragon last night was Aragon is actually a city in Spain, right? And I said, okay, maybe that's why he got the name. I don't know. I never knew the history of Aragon. But he loves dragons. But he didn't want to call the company Dragon, so he took the D and replaced it with an A. And you have Aragon. Do the math. It's like, you see it. Take the A off, D. Anyway, so this is just one of many watches. He actually has some tourbillons. He got a lot of stuff, man. He got Soul Pride movements. He got some Swiss-made movements over there. They're a little more pricier than this one. But for the price, the $200, even if you didn't have the code GMT, $250, how many companies you know have watches that with the NH35, 34, 36, 38, that will still charge you over $600. I was just talking about this with another collector, and it's weird. I'm like, okay, what makes your watch from a company if you're charging a premium of $699 to $700 for a watch that's powered by the Seiko movement? What makes your watch so special? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have something special going on in the watch, I mean, I get it, you know, but for what Wing is doing with Aragon, with that, man, look at that, man. It's like a piece of candy, man. It's like a peppermint without the peppermint. I like that rounded shape, UFO style. But it's, man, it's a comfortable watch, man. It's flexible, durable. I don't have any problems with Wing's construction. I haven't had any of his watches fail on me. So check it out, man. If you like it, look down in the description. You'll get it, man, and just you'll enjoy it. I'm telling you. So with that being said, tomorrow, family, I'll be going live. So today is November 10th. If you're watching this on a replay or something like that, it's November 10th. Tomorrow is November 11th. I get to celebrate 4 years of doing YouTube. I just want to thank everybody, and I will get to thank everybody tomorrow because I got a bunch of y'all, man. If y'all, once y'all see this tonight, because I'm dropping it tonight, dude, stop by. If you rock with me, if you've watched my video one time, you are more than welcome to come up. I'm dropping the link, so everybody come up. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna have fun, and we're gonna keep it moving. And also, outside of me wanting you to take care of yourself, going and get your doctor checks and stuff like that, Wakanda. Yeah, that movie, The Black Panther Part 2, is coming out tomorrow. Well, it actually came out tonight. Some people are watching it right now. But I'm going to watch it tomorrow evening, IMAX, man. So go over there, watch Black Panther, man. Oh, man. I heard it's a phenomenal movie. So with that being said, family, until the next lightning strike, man, until we get to celebrate tomorrow, man, 4 years of YouTube. Let's get it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying, man? Y'all be blessed.
This is so dope, a man with a watch looking like he broke the bank, but he promised me he's not. He said he got started from his wife and a pop's watch, face so fat the band had stretch marks. It shines so bright that you can see it from Mars. Man, he blinded me, reflecting headlights from the cars.